There's a reason your desires haven't fully landed, and it's not what you think. It's not because you're not visualizing hard enough, scripting long enough, or staying positive all day. It's something deeper. Beneath every intention lies a frequency subtle, powerful, and often unnoticed. What if reality doesn't respond to your words, but to the vibration your body quietly emits? Studies from Stanford and HeartMath Institute reveal that the electromagnetic field of the heart is 5,000 times stronger than the brain sand it broadcasts your emotional truth. Imagine that. Your body is a tuning fork, and the quantum field is listening. So, what are you really broadcasting? This journey isn't about forcing outcomes, but aligning with coherence: mind, heart, body, in sync. Stay with me. Let's uncover the biggest misunderstandings about manifestation and finally shift what truly matters. You've probably been told, just stay positive, think good thoughts, say your affirmations, visualize harder. But here's the truth. Many people do all of that and still feel stuck. Why? Because thinking isn't the same as vibrating. You can repeat 1,000 affirmations, but if your body is still holding fear, doubt, or grief, the quantum field responds to that, not your words. That's the danger of blind positive thinking. It often becomes a mask, not a shift. According to Stanford Neuroscience, 95% of our daily behavior is driven by the subconscious, which speaks through emotion and sensation, not logic. So while your mind says, I believe, your nervous system might be whispering, I'm not safe. This creates a loop of frustrating near manifestation cycle, where things almost happen but don't land. You feel the spark, the synchronicity, the sign, but the outcome slips away. Sound familiar? It's because many popular methods like scripting or repeating mantras focus on the surface, thought. But real manifestation is about frequency, about coherence, about the invisible harmony between your brain, your breath, and your heart. HeartMath Institute has shown that when heart and brain waves sync, a state called heart-brain coherence, electromagnetic signal becomes clearer, stronger, more magnetic. That's when manifestation becomes natural, not forced. So ask yourself, are you truly aligned, or just performing alignment? Have you felt that disconnect, the effort of trying to be positive, while your body quietly resists? You're not alone. This journey is about shifting from mental effort to vibrational truth. Stay with me, because next, we'll dive into a powerful realization. It's not your thoughts that create reality, it's your frequency. You'll never look at your energy the same way again. What's been your biggest block so far? Let me know in the comments below. You can think all day long, but if your body isn't aligned, nothing truly changes. Thoughts are like the wind, they can stir the air, move the surface, but frequency is the spark. Without the spark, the wind can't ignite a fire. It's not the thinking that manifests, it's the frequency behind the thought. And that frequency isn't what you say when someone's watching. It's what your body broadcasts when no one is. When you're alone. When the mask drops. Here's what most people don't realize. Your nervous system is constantly transmitting signals. Every micro-expression, every breath pattern, every muscle contraction, it all carries a vibrational message. According to polyvagal theory, your autonomic nervous system scans for safety 4 times per second, shaping how you feel, act, and attract. That's why even the most positive mindset can be overridden by a dysregulated body. You can tell yourself, I'm abundant. But if your gut is tight and your heart is closed, the field feels lack. Think of it like tuning a radio. If your frequency isn't aligned, no matter how loud you turn up the volume of your thoughts, the station won't come through clearly. Frequency is the root, thought is the branch. And so many of us have been watering the leaves, hoping for fruit, while ignoring the roots. This doesn't mean your thoughts are useless. They matter, but only when they're in sync with your emotional and somatic state. Harvard studies show that emotional congruence strengthens neural coherence, making your intentions more believable to the brain and body. It's not about faking positivity, it's about feeling truth in your bones. So ask yourself, are your thoughts riding on a coherent current? Or are they floating above a sea of static fear? What's the vibration you carry when you wake up? When no one's looking? When the day disappoints you? That's where the real creation happens. And here's the beautiful part. Once you shift your frequency, your thoughts naturally follow, not as effort, but as expression. What's the vibration beneath your words? What's one moment today your body said something your mouth didn't? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. In the next section, we'll uncover the biggest hidden block of all, the illusion of separation. Stay with me. What if the thing you've been chasing was never separate from you? We've been raised in a culture that worships the mind, logic, plans, strategy, while quietly teaching us to distrust the body, to silence emotion, to override intuition. But here's the paradox. The quantum field doesn't respond to what you think, it responds to what you are, to the full signal you're broadcasting, whether conscious or not. And when your mind says, "I believe in abundance," but your body whispers, "I'm not safe," you send out a fractured message, one part reaching forward, the other contracting in fear. This is the trap of separation, the illusion that your thoughts exist in one world and your feelings in another. But they don't. They're one signal, one vibration. Modern neuroscience backs this. Dr. Stephen Porges's polyvagal theory shows how your nervous system constantly scans for threat or safety even before you're consciously aware. So if your environment has taught your body to contract, disconnect, or hide, no amount of positive thinking will override the static. This is where so many of us get stuck. We try to manifest from the mind reciting affirmations while ignoring the knot in our gut. We set intentions from our journals while bypassing the subtle ache in our chest. But the quantum field, as explained in studies from Stanford and the University of Milan, responds to the entire electromagnetic field you're emitting, not just your words. So what happens when your words and your energy don't match? The signal becomes distorted. Reality doesn't punish you, but it mirrors your coherence, your alignment, your wholeness. Imagine trying to sing in harmony, but each part of you is singing a different song. That's what most of us are doing, unconsciously trying to create from separation. From the false belief that your thoughts alone can rewrite your reality. But what if manifestation wasn't about reaching outward, but returning inward? Not chasing, but reuniting. Not fixing, but remembering. What part of you have you been leaving out of the equation? Your breath? Your intuition? Your grief? Tell me in the comments, what signal have you been broadcasting without even realizing? In the next section, we'll go deeper into the real creator of your reality, your vibrational identity. Because here's the truth, you are not your thoughts. You are the frequency they ride on. Stay with me. What if your brain isn't the source of your reality, but just the receiver? Like a radio picking up signals, not creating them. It's a radical idea, but one backed by science, experience, and the whispers of something deeper within you. You are not your thoughts. You are not even your body. You are the frequency behind them, the consciousness containing them. Dr. Deepak Chopra calls the brain a processor of experience, not the origin of self. Quantum physicist Amit Goswami suggests, consciousness isn't in the body is in consciousness. Even HeartMath Institute shows that the heart sends more signals to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. Think about that. The body, especially the heart, is your transmitter, your amplifier, your emotional antenna broadcasting into the quantum field. So if your brain is the receiver, where's the signal coming from? Your vibration, your emotional baseline, your felt identity. Have you ever walked into a room and felt tension without anyone saying a word? Or met someone who said all the right things, but something felt off? That's frequency, not logic, not language, but vibration. Most of us were raised to live in our heads. We've been taught that thinking equals control, that analyzing keeps us safe, but pure thought without energetic truth creates distortion, noise, a disconnected signal. Your body knows before your mind. It tenses before the red flag appears. It softens before you fall in love. It contracts when something doesn't resonate. This body, this magnificent antenna is always speaking. The question is, are you listening? You don't have to force belief. You don't have to think positive 24/7. You just have to become coherent. To tune your inner sign also clearly, so honestly that the field around you reflects it back without resistance. You're not here to perform alignment. You're here to embody truth. And the truth is, you've always been frequency first. The mind follows. The reality mirrors. What's one signal you've been unknowingly broadcasting? And if you could shift it, what would that feel like in your body? Let me know in the comments. I'm listening. And if this sparked something in you, if it made you pause, breathe deeper, or see yourself in a new light, share it. Someone you love might need to hear this today. Next, we'll unlock the key that bridges thought and feeling, intention and reality. Coherence, the state where your mind, heart, and body speak in unison. Stay with me. The shift you've been seeking isn't far. It's already inside you, waiting to be remembered. Have you ever noticed how a river flows effortlessly when it's not block smooth, powerful, alive? That's what coherence feels like inside the body. It's not about perfection. It's about flow, harmony, a deep, quiet yes from every part of you. And in the quantum world, that is power. Coherence is the hidden language of manifestation. It's when your thoughts, your emotions, and your physiology are all vibrating in the same direction. No inner argument, no masked fear hiding behind forced positivity. Just aligned, embodied clarity. According to the HeartMath Institute, this state can be measured through heart rate variability, HRV, the rhythm of your heartbeat. When you feel gratitude, love, or calm focus, your heart rhythm becomes smooth and ordered. This signals the brain to regulate more clearly, shifting your entire nervous system into balance. It's called heart-brain coherence. And when you enter this state, your electromagnetic field becomes stronger, more stable, and more magnetic. In fact, research shows the heart's electromagnetic field is 60 times greater in amplitude than the brain sand can be detected up to 3 feet outside your body. Meaning, you're not just thinking your reality, you're broadcasting it. So the question becomes, what are you broadcasting when no one is watching? The universe doesn't respond to desire. It responds to resonance. To the vibrational signal you emit consistently, not what you wish for, but what you are. When you're in a state of inner safety known in polyvagal theory as the ventral vagal state, your body relaxes, your breath deepens, and your perception expands. This is when coherence naturally emerges. You become receptive, tuned, magnetic, not through effort, but alignment. It's why two people can visualize the same goal, but only one attracts it. Because it's not about the clarity of the vision, it's about the clarity of the frequency. Try this. Next time you set an intention, pause. Don't just think it, feel it. Does your chest tighten or soften? Does your breath flow or hold? That's your coherence compass. The more honest you are with your body, the more powerful your frequency becomes. So, ask yourself, have you been chasing from dissonance or creating from coherence? Have you been performing belief or embodying it? Let me know your experience in the comments. When was the last time you truly felt in sync? In the next part, we'll explore what happens when your thoughts say yes, but your body says no. Vibrational mismatch. The silent block that keeps so many of us stuck without realizing why. Stay with me. The truth is deeper than we've been taught and infinitely more freeing. You can't fake frequency. You can say, I am wealthy, with a smile on your face and a vision board behind you. But if your chest tightens every time you check your bank account, your true broadcast isn't abundance, it's fear. And the quantum field listens to vibration, not vocabulary. This is the heart of vibrational mismatch, the silent gap between what we say we believe and what we feel in our body, between the future we imagine and the emotion we live in now. Maya's story is one so many of us recognize. She was doing all the right things: morning affirmations, visualization, gratitude journaling, even vision walks in the park, imagining her dream life. But when she sat alone at night, she felt anxious, disconnected, defeated. Why do I feel so off? She whispered. The truth? Her actions were aligned, but her nervous system wasn't. She was performing abundance while still embodying scarcity. That's the trap: performing alignment instead of living it. According to the HeartMath Institute, true coherence arises when there is synchronization between the brain and the heart. It's not just about what you think, it's about how you feel, and whether that feeling is sustained. Dr. Joe Dispenza echoes this in his research. If you're thinking one thing and feeling another, you're creating incoherence, and incoherence is resistance. So how do you know if you're in fake coherence or embodied coherence? Fake coherence feels tight. Your breath is shallow. You're constantly trying. There's a subtle pressure behind your positivity. Embodied coherence, on the other hand, feels like exhale, like calm steadiness. You're not chasing proof, you're radiating knowing. Even if things haven't shown up yet, you feel a quiet sense of it's already mine. Your biology will tell you the truth. Are you sleeping well? Is your breath deep and steady? Do you feel safe in your body? Or do you constantly scan for lack? It's okay if you've been in mismatch, we all have. But the first step to shifting it is seeing it. So pause. Take a breath. Feel into your now. What are you truly radiating? Without words. Let me know in the comments, when have you looked aligned on the outside, but felt misaligned within? Your honesty could unlock someone else's clarity. And if this spoke to something deep in you, share it. Someone you love might be quietly struggling in the same mismatch, and your awareness could be the mirror they need. Next, we'll explore a question that reveals more than any technique. What world are you truly living in, and what's the frequency holding it in place? Stay with me. The lens you live through is shaping the life you call real. What if the world you see isn't the only one available to you? Not in the future. Not after you've healed enough or done enough. But right now, here's the truth. You don't live in the world. You live in the frequency you're tuned to. In quantum terms, reality isn't a fixed place, it's a spectrum of possible states, and the version you experience depends on your vibration. This is where the idea of dimensions comes in, it as outer space locations, but as states of consciousness. Let's break it down. 3D consciousness is the realm of logic, separation, and linear time. You experience life as cause and effect, scarcity, competition, and control. If I work harder, I'll get more. If I don't hustle, I'll fall behind. It's survival, frequency rooted in fear, defended by the mind. 4D consciousness is the awakening layer. Here, you start to question the script. You realize you have choices, that emotions are data, not enemies, that your reality is reactive to your awareness. In 4D, you begin to shift through intention, breath, mindfulness. It's the bridge between the old world and the new. 5D consciousness is where coherence becomes creation. Here, there is no gap between vibration and manifestation. What you radiate, you receive not later, but now. It's the realm of resonance, of wholeness, of unity beyond logic. Neuroscience has shown that in elevated emotional states like gratitude, compassion, love, the brain and heart synchronize, and your electromagnetic field expands. In 5D, this synchronization isn't a moment, it's a lifestyle. So, what world are you living in? What frequency is shaping your mornings, your relationships, your sense of self? Pause and feel it. Not just the words, but the weight of your current reality. Is it heavy, fast, quiet, anxious, expansive? That's your current dimension, not a judgment, but a signal. And the beauty of energy is that it's not fixed. It's fluid. You can shift. You can retune. You can open the portal to a new world, not by force, but by frequency. What world are you ready to leave behind? And what does the new one feel like before it even arrives? Let me know in the comments. Your words might help someone else name their own shift. Next, we'll explore a powerful truth. Frequency is a portal. And when you change it, you don't just change how life feels, you change what's available to you. Stay with me. The doorway is closer than you think. What if I told you that every thought, every emotion, every choice you make is a signal and energetic fingerprint sent directly into the quantum field? Not metaphorically, literally. In quantum physics, reality exists as a wave of infinite possibilities until it is observed, then, and only then, it collapses into form. But here's the twist. You are the observer. You are the portal. Frequency is not just a mood. It's a command. And the moment your internal vibration shifts, your external world begins to rearrange. You don't have to chase outcomes. You don't have to force manifestation. When you attune your frequency to the reality you desire, that reality becomes visible, accessible, real. Think of it like a radio station. You're not making the music play, you're just tuning into the signal that was already there. The quantum field works the same way. When your thoughts, emotions, and nervous system align with a coherent frequency, you tune into a version of life that already exists in wave form, and your presence, the way you be, collapses it into matter. Dr. Amit Goswami, a pioneer in quantum consciousness, describes this as the observer effect, not just as physics, but as participation. You are not passive, you are the activator. So, what frequency are you currently broadcasting? Are you tuned to fear, or freedom, scarcity, or sufficiency, trying, or trusting? Every moment, your body is sending messages through your breath, posture, emotional state. These are not small signals. They are the tuning forks of your reality. You are the portal. Not a doorway you walk through, but a field you open through coherence. You don't need to pull reality toward you. You need to align with the version of you that already lives there. And when you do, life responds. Not because you begged it to, but because you became the match. What frequency are you ready to embody today? Next, we move from theory into practice, the coherence rituals that help you tune your field every day, in real life, with real emotion. Because manifestation isn't a mindset, it's a lived frequency. Stay with me. We're just getting started. What if transformation didn't begin with effort, but with a breath? Not a breath you take mindlessly, but one you feel. Deep, slow, intentional. The kind of breath that creates space inside you, softens the noise, and signals to your body. It's safe to shift. That's the foundation of coherence, not controlling your thoughts, but creating a calm enough inner field for new frequencies to land. In this fast, chaotic world, we often wait for peace to appear before we relax. But quantum coherence teaches the opposite. You relax first, and then peace appears. You align first, and then life reflects it. So how do we practice this? Daily, tangibly, in a way that rewires not just the mind, but the identity. Start in the morning. Before the scroll, before the news, before the mind wakes up, fully pause. Place your hand over your heart. Breathe in for 4 seconds. Hold for 2. Breathe out for 6. Repeat for 3 minutes. Let this rhythm become your signal of stillness. According to HeartMath Institute, this simple breathing pattern regulates your autonomic nervous system, enhancing heart-brain coherence and stabilizing your electromagnetic field. Next, tune into the state of having, not needing, not wishing having. Close your eyes. Visualize the version of you who already lives the life you desire. What do they feel in their body? What do they believe about the world? Where do they walk, eat, rest? Now here's the key. Feel it. Don't force. Let the feeling visit you. When you repeat this not to convince yourself, but to stabilize your signal, you begin to train your nervous system to recognize abundance, safety, clarity as your baseline. This is identity recalibration. And your field responds. Midday. Take a coherence pause. Step outside if you can. Place both feet on the ground. Breathe deeply. Whisper your anchor, word like trust, open, or ease. Gently ask your body, what frequency am I broadcasting right now? No judgment, just awareness. Awareness is alchemy. Evening, before bed, reflect. Did I live from my old self or my aligned self today? What emotion guided my actions? What am I grateful for, not as a concept, but as a feeling in my chest? Studies from Stanford University show that practicing embodied gratitude for just 3 minutes a day can shift your emotional set point and improve sleep quality, immune response, and mental clarity. Remember, coherence rituals aren't about forcing a state. They're about remembering a rhythm, returning to yourself again and again until that you becomes normal, natural, known. So, What's one ritual from this that you feel ready to integrate? Morning breath? Embodied visualization? Emotional check-ins? Let me know in the comments. When we share our practices, we multiply our field. And if this gave you something to feel, not just think, share it. Coherence is a collective wave. Next, we'll explore something even deeper. True change doesn't come from pressure, it comes from permission. Stay with me, because your softest shift might just be your strongest. What if change didn't come from trying harder, but from finally letting go? We've been taught to force transformation, to manifest more, script more, do more. But in the quantum field, reality doesn't respond to how intensely you chase. It responds to how consistently you allow. True change isn't an act of pressure. It's an act of permission. You don't need to become someone else. You need to remember the version of you who already exists on a higher frequency and allow them to rise through. That shift begins not with effort, but with identity. Not with I will have, but with I am. This is the moment you stop manifesting and start embodying. When you live as if your desire is already true mote performatively, but emotionally, you stabilize your signal, and the field reflects your consistency, not your craving. Neuroscientist Dr. Joe Dispenza explains this through brain-body coherence. When your body believes it's already experiencing a new reality, it begins creating the chemistry of that life now, not later. And the more often you return to that state, the more natural it becomes. So instead of pushing for change, ask, can I give myself permission to feel it now? Not because I deserve it, but because it's safe to receive. Because my frequency shapes reality not someday, but in this breath. You don't need more tools. You need more trust. You don't need more control. You need coherence. So, what part of you have you been withholding permission from? Let me know in the comments. Your clarity might unlock someone else's shift. What if the universe isn't something you call toward you, but something that moves through you? You don't manifest by chasing, convincing, or doing things right. You manifest by becoming the version of you that already carries the signal. You are the signal. And coherence isn't about being perfect, it's about returning, again and again, to the quiet truth inside you. The breath, the feeling, the alignment. The universe doesn't wait for you to master the technique. It responds the moment you become the match. Not someday, not when you've healed everything, but now. So let this be your reminder. You don't have to pull reality toward you. You are the portal it moves through. As HeartMath Institute reminds us, even 1 minute of emotional coherence can recalibrate your electromagnetic field. That's the power of consistency over intensity. The quantum field doesn't respond to performance, it responds to presence. What part of your identity are you ready to embody more deeply? What signal will you broadcast today, right now? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear. And if this resonated with something deep in your heart, please like, subscribe, and turn on the bell so this kind of content finds its way to you when you need it most. Because the universe isn't waiting for perfection, it's listening for coherence.